You there for a moment. We have former DGP SP Vaid joining us on the broadcast. Thank you very much for joining us. Let's talk about the supreme sacrifice. It is extremely unfortunate, the loss of life as far as the forces are concerned, but they also managed to gun down terrorists.
Yes, first of all, our tribute to Colonel Manpreet, the Major and the DSP, Mr. Bhatt. We have lost three brave officers, but that also shows that our troops are led by officers themselves. We don't ask our Jawans, our constables to go ahead, and officers remaining at the back. So our operations are led by our officers. That is a tradition of Indian Army and J&K Police. And at this hour of grief, the whole nation is with their families. We feel very sad for the loss, but then I'm very confident of my army, my police, my paramilitary. We will have these people and give a befitting reply to Pakistan also. Pakistan will not change. There is no change of heart in the establishment. For their vested interest, they will continue to transform the whole Pakistan into jihadis. And they are not bothered about the education. Their people are dying of hunger. Look at the economy, but Pakistan will continue this. They have radicalized the whole society. And if you have a neighbor like this, they have. What can you expect? India will have to continue to face this terror from across.
Absolutely. There are many who in fact would now start saying that nothing has changed in Jammu and Kashmir. Look, the terrorists are still there. Look, the encounters take place and we're still suffering casualty. How do you respond to that?
Absolutely not. I don't agree with these people. So much of changes have come. But if you are stuck with a neighbor like Pakistan, which is controlled by establishment, an establishment which for its own self-interest has jihadized the whole society. They only teach three things to their whole society: how to hate India, how to hate kafirs, and do Ghazba-e-Hind and jihad. So the whole society has been turned into jihadis. So this is what you are stuck with a neighbor like this. Our answer is to give them a befitting reply rather than stand before them with folded hands. So we must give them back.
Right. SP Vaid, thank you very much for joining us, for giving us your time. Let's go back to Yawar, who continues to be with us. Yawar, please finish the point that you were making.
Well, it was an intelligence tip-off that was received by the security forces, and following which this operation mounted in the forest range, the dense forest range, in fact, in the South Kashmir's Kokarnag. Now, if you see that particular forest, you can clearly see that this is a very dense forest. So this is why it poses a challenge for the security forces to flush out these militants. Though the search operation have been intensified, our soldiers, they are climbing up to that particular places, to that particular spots where they got the input. But it might take a bit of a more time for the security forces to flush out these militants in these dense forests. And on the other side, the security forces are ensuring that there is adjacent to a small village, so they are maintaining and exercising utmost restraint before they could go for any final assault. And in fact, they are ensuring that there would be no collateral damage during the course of exchange of gunfight in that particular place. Now already there has been a massive casualty to the security forces. They are ensuring that there would be no other additional casualty happen during the fresh operation that rattles in the morning. The search operations are being intensified. Yesterday we saw the GOC 15 Corps, the DGP J&K Police, additional DG Law and Order, all were on the spot, monitoring the situation all across. And remember that senior officials are himself monitoring this situation, and we have been told that more and more reinforcement have been pressed into service. In fact, the choppers are hovering over this gunfight site since yesterday, and the aerial surveillances have been pressed into service to get this operation done at the earliest possible time. Back to you.
Absolutely. What you're sharing with us, of course, is the information about the tip-off and how the operation moved on. Can you tell us more about the terrorists who are gunned down? What is being said about the terrorist organization that is involved behind this? What route did they take? For how many days were they present in the area?
Well, as of now, no militant has been neutralized in this encounter. Now, through an unverified social media handles, the Tiara, which is an offshoot of Lashkar-e-Taiba, claims the responsibility of this particular incident in which the J&K Police and the army suffered casualties. And as of now, as I'm speaking to you, as I told you earlier, that the operation is a bit tricky in that particular place. This is a dense forest. Those in the security force have to ensure and keeping in view all the angles before they could go for any final assault there. But as of now, the precaution is that the villages nearby, and they are ensuring that there would be no single non-fatal injury to the security forces in a fresh search operation that rattles in the morning. Through the night there were the search operation, but has been now intensified with the first light in the morning, and there could be the group of foreign militants who are trapped behind these dense forests. For that the anti-militancy operation is intact. Back to you.
Right. So you're saying we don't know much about how many could be hiding there, because given the terrain that you're talking about, it's tricky. It is going to be very, very challenging for the forces to move ahead, and that's why perhaps for surveillance, helicopters, choppers have also been roped in.
Well, exactly, you pointed right. This is the reason why the chopper service have been pressed into service besides the aerial surveillances. Now, one more time, I will ask my VJ Shafiq to show you the actual ground surface of that particular mountains where the group of foreign militants are suspected to be trapped. Now, remember that already the J&K Police have intensified these operations along with the army. Now, what poses here is that the security forces have to move inch by inch in order to ensure that there would be no damage to them, because they don't know what exactly would be the scene on the next step. That's why they are ensuring that before they could go, before they could climb, they could hike to that particular places, they are ensuring that all the tracks are under the surveillances. That's why the services have been put in place from the army's chopper services as well as to the aerial surveillances, if we say. That is why they have been extensively pressed into services, because it gets very difficult for the security forces when they got a clue for the militants trapping, particularly in that dense forest. Because what makes a matter is that the operation has to be done at the earliest possible time. Absolutely. So that the number of actual militants trapped there in that particular place could be
on top of everything. On top of everything, the dense forest, the terrain also is a big challenge. The unfamiliarity with the region that the forces would be entering into. Yeah, but for the moment, thank you for getting us those details. But keep tracking all the developments.